It's a powerful question. Ultimately, I think they preyed on it because if you know anything about AA in the beginning, how did they treat the people who first came to them? The truth is, hey, they brought them upstairs, close the door, and get on your knees. Wow. And what do you think they talked about? What do you think who they were praying to? Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then when they open up the door, so to speak, and sharing their experience, they realize, hey, there are people who have no faith, or their faith is very, very thin.
Some of the members, when he presented the steps to them, they didn't like this of God, and so that's where they came at God as we understand him.
And if it were later, they would have put in as we understand him or her or it.
Probably there were a few members wanted all reference to God taken out, but this was sort of a compromise. A fellow named Jimmy B. was supposed to have been one of the guys who objected, but these were guys in New York, but the people out in Akron probably looked them over too. And I get the feeling that the people out in Akron were probably more religious in their way they looked at the program.
I think Bill and Dr. Bob struggled with it. I struggle with it in the sense of when you look at the life of Anne Smith, profoundly religious, and the relationship to the Oxford thing, and their church, and the people in this community, historically, the Bible in their living room. I'm inclined to think that originally Bob would have said Jesus Christ. And I'm inclined to think even Bill would have gone along, yes, it's God, Jesus Christ. But they soon realized, wait a minute. Yes, it maybe was for them personally, but how do we share our program with everybody else?
They put this understanding in there because they didn't want to impose on anybody the obligation to think of God in a certain way. Now, there was no mention of Jesus or Christ or anything in this. I'm sure that there were probably some people who wanted that in there. There are a few AA members today who are publishing material and insisting that that's the way it should be. But this wasn't the way it was presented or the way it came out in the big book, which was published in April of 1939.